Good morning, friends. Today is a snow day, but we still have so much to do for Forest Time and Tinker. I changed up my plan a little bit for this week because I want to make sure we're enjoying the snow, but I have a story to read you, and it is called One Winter's Night. And I noticed that on the front we see an animal right here. Do you know what that animal is? It's a badger. And then who's this friend? That's a fox, and it looks like he has some berries, maybe some holly berries in his mouth. I actually saw a fox the other night. It came almost all the way up to me before it noticed me because I was being very still. And then it looked at me and went its own way. So it looks like we at least know we have a character that's a badger and a character that's a fox. And for me, it looks like the fox is almost offering these berries, maybe this food, to the badger. And the badger seems almost happy. So let's see. One Winter's Night. Here we see, on the cover, we see the badger walking alone in the snow. I know it's got a fur coat, but that looks very chilly to me. Let's see. One Winter's Night. It was deepest, darkest winter. Wild snow blizzards had howled through the woods for days. The animals had been hiding in their dens, cold and hungry. See, the fox is out. But tonight, suddenly, all was quiet and the sky was clear. Fox peeked from his snowy den. Out of the darkness appeared a lone figure, a badger, gleaming silver in the moonlight. So I have to show you both pages so we see our friend the fox, and he sees the badger glowing from that moonlight. That's really almost magical. Hello, badger called quietly. Please, I'm so hungry. Do you have any food to share? Fox frowned. He had hardly enough food for himself, but there was such a kind look in the badger's eyes. Fox felt he had to help him. Wait here, he said. Thank you, Badger smiled gratefully, taking the Thank you, Badger smiled gratefully, taking the few berries Fox offered. Then Badger went off into the snow, head bent against the bitter wind. That was kind of him. He didn't have a lot, but he had a little and he shared it. Mouse was much too cold and hungry to sleep. As she tossed and turned in her bed, suddenly she heard footsteps outside. My, oh my, she gasped. Who is out this time of night? What do we think? Who's out right now? It's our friend the badger. Hello, a silvery figure called softly. Please, I'm very hungry. Do you have any spare food? I've nothing at all, Mouse grumbled. There's no food anywhere. I understand, Badger nodded, and he turned to go. Mouse listened as the heavy crunch of the badger's footsteps slowly faded. Badger had seemed so gentle and caring, yet she had turned him away. Wait! Mouse scampered after him. Hare lives nearby. Maybe she can help. Together, Mouse and Badger struggled to Hare's house. The wind whipped, snowflakes swirled, but somehow, even in the shadowy dark, Mouse felt safe beside Badger, his warm eyes twinkling like bright stars. So look, she went to help, and now they're both out in the winter, heading to Hare. Do you know what a hare is? It's another word for rabbit, especially a wild rabbit. Hare was rather angry to be woken up, and she didn't really want to share the small handful of berries she'd saved with anyone. I know it's late, Hare, but I told Badger that you might help. Mouse whispered. He's freezing cold and starving, and so am I. I suppose you had both better come in then, said Hare. That was kind. Mouse, Hare, and Badger nibbled on Hare's last few berries. Hare thought back to when times were much kinder. Then she and Mouse had spent happy days together, sharing everything. Hare missed those times. All too soon, Badger thanked them and left. Without him, the burrow felt colder and the night darker. At least these two friends are back together. I wonder where he'll go next. Poor Badger, it's freezing outside. Mouse sighed, peering out into the frosty darkness. I hope he'll be all right, Hare said anxiously. Just then they spotted a shadowy figure moving slowly toward them. Who's that? Who's coming towards them? Let's find out. It's Fox, cried Mouse. What are you doing here? Hare asked him. I'm searching for Badger, Fox explained. He was so exhausted and hungry. Mouse and Hare nodded. They were worried about Badger too. I think we should go out and look for him, Mouse said. Wow, look at them all go. They're being very brave and very kind. In the shimmering snow, Badger's footprints were pools of silver. The blizzard blew stronger still as the three friends followed Badger's silvery tracks deeper and deeper into the woods. Over there, Fox said at last. They found him. There was Badger asleep among the roots of a tree, covered in a frosting of snow. He's frozen, gasped Mouse. Poor Badger. We must help him, cried Fox. Yikes, it is very snowy and cold. Quietly, so they didn't wake him, Mouse and Hare gathered some soft mosses and leaves for Badger's bed. Fox dug a snowy shelter to keep him snug. Then, together they curled up cozy and warm in their snowy den. The wind howled and snow fell thickly, but they had never slept so well. Oh my goodness. Look at our friends. Don't they just look warmer and happier and kinder all together? They really took care of each other. The next morning, Badger was gone. The friends looked around and saw a trail of silvery footprints stretching far into the distance. I wonder where Badger is going now, said Fox, and if he'll ever visit again. But just then, Mouse gave an excited shout. Look, over there! What do you think that Mouse saw? Everyone stared in surprise. What a wonderful gift, Fox gasped. It's magic, Mouse whispered. Then she spotted the tiny message. What's there? What are these? Seeds and berries and nuts. In every caring thing you do, the love you give comes back to you. It's from Badger, Hare cried. We all knew he was special. The sun suddenly burst through and a million snowflakes sparkled, bright as the twinkle in Badger's smiling eyes. The end. And we see Badger walking off. What a wonderful story. So all these friends, they were cold, they were tired, they were hungry, and they all decided to help this stranger. I think that's really wonderful. Have you ever helped someone even when you were having a hard time? Is there a way that you've been kind and that's come back to make your life better? Either way, this was a lovely book, One Winter's Night. I hope you think about that story when you're out in the snow today, and you think about how cold it is out there and things you can do to be kind for people who don't have somewhere warm maybe to go. But I'll see you soon. Bye, friends. Hello, friends. Happy snow day. It's looking like it's gonna be a snowy week. So I've decided that I want to pause the lessons we had for this week, and instead my only goal is for you to get out and investigate the snow. What does it sound like under your feet? What does it feel like on your face? What do you hear? What do you see? What do you smell? What do you feel? How cold is it where you are? Right now, our snow has paused and instead we have rain, but I'm sure it'll change again when it gets colder. I think in a little while I might come out and take the temperature. You should check how cold it is where you are as well. We're gonna save our activities for next week, but some things that would be lovely, try and build a snowman if it's not too icy where you are, if it's still fluffy. Similarly, if it's not too icy, try having a snowball fight. I like seeing what animals I see out and about. I've got some crows, and then last night I saw a fox actually. So let me know. Maybe do some helping. Maybe you can help get some of the snow out of your driveways or your paths. Maybe you can all get cozy under some blankets. I'd love to know what your favorite snow activities are, and I'll see you either for activities later this week or lunch bunch. But bye, friends. Hey, friends. All right, we are back inside now. I don't know if you are just getting back in or if you're watching all of this together first, but my hair is definitely a little bit wet from being outside. I'm a little bit chilly, but it's nice and warm in here. So take a minute, appreciate if you're chilly, if you're warm, the fact that you can come inside. I think the activity I'd like for us to focus on this week as a whole is on doing some scavenger hunting, because we finally have all of the signs of winter. So I have two different sheets, and either you have one with you or I will attach a digital copy. Here is the first one, and I will attach the other one or pull it up in a second. But so, excuse me, things to find. Find a twig, pine needle, pine cone, and maybe if you're lucky, some moss. Things to look for animal tracks. I know when I was out, I saw some fox tracks, I saw some groundhog tracks, and I saw some deer tracks. Look for a bird flying. When I was out there talking to you before, I saw some crows flying. Look for clouds. That actually might be a little hard because for me at least the sky was all gray, but they must be up there because it's raining and it's gonna snow. And then look for berries. I saw some little red holly berries that are not good for us at all, but good for birds to eat. And I knew they were holly because they were small and red, and they had those really, really shiny, almost plastic-like leaves that were super spiky. And then I want you also to look for a frozen puddle. There are plenty. A tree that has has lost all of its leaves, which should be most of them. An evergreen tree. And then an icicle. And I actually found some icicles hanging off the front of my car when I went to clear it off. So those are the things that we are looking at. And then, where did I put my other scavenger hunt? I will post the other one, and you can check it out on this link. And for my first grade friends, next week we are going to be doing this down at the creek, but for anyone who is interested, I have this temperature log, and for the next couple days, whether they're snow days or virtual days, or we're able to get back to school to do it at the creek. You can find out the temperature either with, when we're back in school, we'll have these thermometers, or you can ask an adult to help you ask a phone or something what the temperature is. And just like we learned with Miss Shorb, in the United States we look at Fahrenheit, the F, not the C for Celsius, we look at the F. So let's find out what my temperature is right now. What is the temperature? It is 28 degrees. So if I'm looking at my temperature, I think I'm going to start up top on this one. So I'm going to write the date. Today is February 1st, so I'm going to do a 2. Not with that pen. I'm going to do a 2/1. So I know the date. And then it was 28 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to look at my temperature. I'm going to say, okay, so 20 is down here, and that's 32. So 21, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it goes from 20 to 32. So I'm going to say it's probably somewhere, let's say this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to about that one, and that's where I'm going to color. I'm going to color all of that all the way down, and that's going to be just like we saw the red liquid, the red mercury in the thermometers for our experiments we did with Miss Shorb. I'm going to color in my thermometer, and so by the end of this week I will be able to see what the temperature was each day. So I can't wait to see how cold it was where you are. But stay tuned, I will see you soon. Bye friends.